Playoff hoops continue on a Thursday night. The Thunder continue to dominate. We'll get into it all. My name is Shlomo Stark,
My name is David Jacob.
and this is the Basketball Daily Recap in 15 minutes or less. Leve, gotta be fun to be a Thunder fan right now. It's like
Not gonna lie, pretty great.
it's like they had the season, they had the Memphis series, they had a short little break for the Denver series of like a hard series, and now we're like back to just being who they were the entire season.
Yep. Yeah, I think that they were expecting Lou to get an award. They're excited about the SGA award, like the MVP. Lou getting first team defense, all NBA defense, and then J-Dub, second team all defense. I think that like everyone just got like really hype about it. They're like, okay, so let's finish strong. Like we got all the talent here. Let's do it.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear that. I always wonder about these like mini motivators. Like you said, like Michael Jordan spoke about it in the Last Dance. That I was very skeptical. He was like, "Oh, I saw, you know, Utah's coach. I think it was Coach Malone. I forgot his first name. Um, I saw him. No, it was Carl Malone. Whatever. Utah's coach. I forgot his name. But he was like, I saw him at a restaurant and he like ignored me. And that was the motivation I needed for game 5 of the finals. And I'm like, Michael, like you were gonna win game 5 of the finals. Like you didn't need the coach of the Jazz to ignore you in a restaurant. And the Thunder have been playing so well. Really, they played basically flawless basketball. Everything except like those 4 games they lost, those 3 games they lost against Denver. Like I'm just skeptical of like they really needed the SGA Lou Dort and Jalen Williams award to like motivate them. Like I'm skeptical of these like mini motivators in the series. Like I feel like the better team usually wins, and
Right.
there's rarely like a moment of like, wow, Lou, you really are a good defender.
So I
Let's
would
show them how good you are.
I would say at least in regards to J-Dub, like when you're watching it, like it was like when the Spurs went on that run, the year that they won with like the first year they had Kawhi when they won. Uh, was it 13?
2014?
14. When you watched Kawhi, it was like he would have these looks that you're like, dude, like you could just you could just take a jump shot. It's gonna go in. You could do that. And like J-Dub, like that was like I felt like last night that was his like you just saw him like oh, like I can just like stop on a dime and like take a jump shot and that would go in. Okay, fine. And he was just doing that. Like it was just like, oh, I can just score easily. Oh, okay, fine. And like that's what was happening. They also started to have I think it's interesting since there was such an emphasis put on it for the Warriors, you see these like championship quality teams. The third quarter is where they shine. Like it's always when they come out after the half is where they shine. The Thunder have started to like replicate that process. In the third quarter, they always when in the games they're winning, obviously, they pull away. And that's what happened in this game as well, despite Anthony Edwards attempting to be more aggressive.
Which he was, and he was great. But this Thunder team is, I think they listen to the podcast. That's my take because they're doing exactly what I said. They're like, we cannot have this game in clutch time because Shlomo predicted that in clutch time the Timberwolves would win. We are not going to let Shlomo even have anything close to his prediction because there will be no clutch time this series. And honestly, I respect them for it. And I think it's good that they live like I think I'm on their bulletin board. Like in the locker room, like I'm sure I'm just there and they're like, remember, don't let the game get close within 5 minutes left. Like step on their throats and destroy. And the Timberwolves did try. Like with like 3 minutes left, there was a 10-point game. Like the Timberwolves did keep clawing. And well, actually, with 2 minutes left, there was a 9-point game, and I know this because I was like the Timberwolves might win because I had just watched the Pacers destroy the Knicks. Oh my gosh, with when they were down 14 with 2 minutes left. So it was like 9 with 2 minutes left is like it's barely a goal.
Right.
Yeah, and then like SGA hit a three, and then Ludor hit a three, and then it was like, you know what? I think the game is over. Um, Series doesn't start till you play one away. So if you're a Timberwolves fan, you're that's what you're telling yourself, and you're saying they got to beat us at home first. Um,
This Thunder defense, though, it's like we saw it in the regular season. Everyone was like, okay, let's wait until the playoffs to see. This defense is really no joke. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. It's really like, and they have between their three lead defending guards with Dort and Caruso and Wallace. They're awesome. It's really smothering. And you have Chet on help defense. Like it's just it's so they're so adaptable and like you saw it as a carryover from last game. Julius Randle had 6 points. Like this is a guy that people are talking about, like, oh, like if anything, the Thunder might have made the Timberwolves offseason a little bit easier in deciding what to do with Julius Randle if it ends this way. Like, like, oh, like, do we extend, do we give him the money? Is he staying on longer? Whatever. They might be like, it doesn't really work with Ant. We need a better.
no. The way it works with these Randers, is he can opt in or opt out.
Oh, no, he's an option.
Yeah, so he's not a free agent. So basically, he's gonna opt out if he knows he has a better offer. Or like, so basically, until the Warriors series and maybe a little bit of the Lakers series, everyone was sure he was going to opt in because like that's just an easy call.
Yeah.
And then when he started destroying in the playoffs, they're like, whoa, he might opt out. Like people would pay for this. Like this is good. I still don't know if people would pay for it. Like, yeah, he was 6 points, 2 for 11. Um, they kind of figured him out. He was bad in the first half. He was bad in the second half. Um, third quarter, fourth quarter, whatever you want to call it. Just second quarter, first quarter, all the quarters, all the game. He was bad. Anthony Edwards and McDaniels were the only two that played well. Um, it's funny because when we were back, I remember going back to the Lakers series a couple weeks ago, where he said like when McDaniels is on, the Timberwolves look like one of the best teams. And today McDaniels was on, and the Timberwolves did not look like one of the best teams. And I think that's because they're playing a true juggernaut. Um, Mad props to the Thunder who are just taking care of business. I think like the way things shaped up in the East, like the Thunder are like, holy cow, like this is ours. Like we can grab this. Um, and I'm happy for them. I really am. Like Thunder, I like the Thunder.
I would say, to be honest with you, also the other piece of it that's weird is how the Eastern Conference standings kind of broke down as well. Like to be honest with you, realistically speaking, the two teams that are in the Eastern Conference Finals are the two teams that are going to be the toughest competitors. Like the Celtics wouldn't have been competitors, especially with the Tatum injury. Like the Cavs literally fell apart. Like the two teams that are remaining are the toughest teams that were in the playoffs that the Thunder could face in the finals in regards to the Eastern Conference. But I don't think that they're tougher than like a lot of people said like okay the Nuggets series might be like the real finals. It might have been honestly like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think it was the finals because I think that Denver, um, like I think Denver matched up well with OKC. I don't think they're the second best team in the league just because they match up well with OKC. Like it's the famous like Team A beats Team B, but Team A loses to Team C, therefore Team B beats Team C.
You're telling me that you don't think that the Nuggets would have a chance against Knicks or Pacers?
I think they have a chance. I just don't think they're better than either of them. I definitely have a chance. I don't think they'd be favored in this series, but I think they definitely have a chance. I wouldn't say it's impossible. Um, yes, that I'm yeah. I just don't think that Denver is the second best team in the NBA.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Um, yeah. But I do think, and I thought this when it was happening, was if the Thunder beat the Nuggets, they're probably going to win the championship. Uh, Especially when the Knicks were up 3-1, because I thought Boston, with Tatum, not without Tatum, was the most likely team to beat OKC. All right, but congrats to OKC. The championship is theirs to lose.
I don't think we
Um,
said, by the way, I don't think we actually read out points. I think like Shea had 38 after his you know, post MVP naming. Uh J-Dub had 26, Chet had 22. Just like a overall good team game. Yeah, that's all. I just don't think we went through the stats of the game.
we didn't. It feels so pointless, honestly. Like it's just like they're so much better. It's like because it could have been like, would you have been shocked if it was like Kason Wallace with 30 points and SGA with 15? Like there's just this team as like they just do.
I'd be a little bit
They're
surprised about
good.
that.
If that happened, I would have read out the scores. Um, it's just like this team is just someone steps up and they're really good. Tonight, Pacers Knicks game 2 in the Garden. This is a must win for New York. They were there with Boston. The Pacers win 2 in the Garden to start. It is going to be really, 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 really hard to come back. Knicks are favored by 6 points. They were up for basically the entire game last game. I really think and hope they're going to win. That is my prediction.
I like that every single game ends up being a New York must win. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just because there's so much pressure, but every single game, like game one, must win. They can't come back if they go down one.
If they win, if they win tonight, I don't think game 3 is a must win.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. But I think
So
that
I'll give
everyone
you
else will
that.
cover it that way.
Maybe. Also, that's just the Knicks' personality. They're like always like, yeah, whatever. They're yeah.
It's just like a lot of like it could go either way. I do think that they again, like I said, like without the miracle shooting of Aaron Nesmith and Tyrese Halliburton being incredibly clutch, which he is. Do you know that this is a crazy stat? Do you know that on the season for game tying slash winning shots, he's 11 for 12.
Tyrese Halliburton. That's really
Nuts,
good.
man. He's a really good player. This is a discussion that I really don't think it's a proper discussion yet, but just in terms of better career because they're both in the 2020 draft class. Anthony Edwards or Tyrese Halliburton, career wise right now.
Anthony Edwards or Tyrese Halliburton. It's a very similar career. I think yeah. It's closer than people realize. Like if
Isn't that wild though?
yeah, it is pretty wild.
Like you just wouldn't.
Also, because Halliburton was traded
Yeah, yeah.
as a top trade. Yeah, Halliburton's really good.
He's really good. He's a very tough competitor. Um, I do think that the Knicks have enough to beat them though. I really do. Like in the series, I think that they really do. They just have to like stay committed. They have to play
We were
like this.
better in game 1. We were
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
I just hope game 1. I think this team is very resilient and they have that like blue collar attitude, but I really hope that that game 1 loss didn't break them because there are many teams that it would break, and it wouldn't shock me if they're just broken.
But they have a
Like
whole
if
series.
Indiana blows out New York in game 2, I'm not gonna predict like the Knicks come back. Like it's just
Yeah.
I think that's the brokenness of it. Like it's just like oh like you destroyed us. Like we were
No,
up.
I think that that's why this is a must-win game. Is you have to show that you still have a hope that you can win the series. Like meaning it's fortunate that this happened at the beginning of the series from the standpoint of if it was like with the Cavs at the like closer to the end of the series, it's just like, yeah, no, this is what it is. Like, you know, but this
Correct.
is they still have
So
the
what's
chance to
your?
run.
Did you make a prediction?
I don't know if I did. I think it's gonna be Knicks. I think they're
There we
figuring out
go.
in this game.
All right. Love to agree with you on the pod. Great for content. All right, that was the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. I want to thank you, Levy, for co-hosting, producing, and for being a Jalen Williams guy. Just a good dude, J Dub. Like that little nickname for him. I think we almost traded in fantasy this year, um, Jalen Williams for Isaiah Hartenstein. That was like a trade that almost happened. Um,
Yeah.
we were close. You didn't end up doing it, which I was upset about. I had Isaiah Hartenstein, but anyway. And I want to thank you for listening. I don't know why I started talking about fantasy. Okay.